Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Traditions Homestead. Well, it is official. We are now what you consider empty nesters.
This morning, we packed up all of Samantha's things into a small caravan of cars. We drove her to college and we moved her into the dorms.
It's hard to believe that we are entering this phase of our lives and this phase of our homesteading journey where it really is now just going to be the two of us here on the homestead. We thought about it earlier today. We are entering into our 13th year now of living this homesteading lifestyle. And that means that when we started all of this, Samantha was 5 years old and Grace was 9 years old. And today we dropped Samantha off at college.
Yep, and several years ago, Grace started college, and last year she got married. So, this has been quite a big year of transitions for us, a little over a year, I guess, because Grace got married last June. And we're just, kind of reflecting on that today with you guys.
Now, I know for a lot of people, this is kind of a sad occasion in their lives. And, to be honest, for us, we are really excited about the future for both of our daughters. Grace is finishing her last year of college right now. She is going to school to be an elementary teacher. And Samantha is going into nursing. So she's starting college this year, and then she's going to be going into the nursing program hopefully next year. And that is just there's so much that they can do in both of those fields.
So we're excited for our daughters, their future. It's very hopeful. They've both worked very hard, and we know they will continue to work hard. So we're excited for them for that. And you guys, we're excited for ourselves, for the two of us, and really for the next chapter of our lives as well. We don't really know exactly what that's going to look like for us. We really haven't thought about it a whole lot, but today, the reality of that is kind of sinking in. And so we've got a lot of thinking to do, and we've got some decisions to make too.
Now, this in no way means that we're considering stopping homesteading.
No.
This is a lifestyle that we chose for ourselves. And in fact, throughout the years, a lot of people have asked us questions about how involved the girls were in all of the homesteading that we do, because especially after we stopped having them on videos, we got a lot of questions about that. And people sometimes thought it was a little strange when we would respond and we would say, we have always designed our homestead so that Sarah and I can take care of it when it's just the two of us. We never wanted it to get to a point where the two of us couldn't take care of it, because we, being the planners that we are, knew that this day would come. This day would come when now it's the two of us here on the homestead, and there is no other help. There is no sending one of the girls out to do chores for us or asking them to do this while we're doing this. Now it really is just the two of us.
And I think in this lifestyle that we're living, and that many of you live, I think we have dreams or ideas or hopes that our kids will learn what we teach them here, the chores and animal husbandry and gardening and canning and all those kinds of things, and that they will either want to, stay here and continue living this lifestyle with us, or, continue the family farming or start up this type of lifestyle for themselves. And while, that's a great hope and a great dream, it may not happen like that. And so we have always thought that the most important thing is for us to teach them those skills so that if they want to do that in the future, they can. But like Kevin said, we also wanted to make sure that we could always handle things on our own, and today we are at that point in our lives.
So when Sarah says that we have some decisions to make about the future, really what we're talking about is there are things that we may no longer need to do on the scale that we've
Right.
done in the past.
Right, like to what degree do we need to continue doing all of these things?
Right. And I'll tell you, we have not made any big decisions on those things yet. except for the one thing that probably we already changed this year is that we're only raising 25 meat chickens because we know it's going to be just the two of us.
Right.
In the past, when both girls were still living at home, we would always raise 50 meat chickens a year.
Right.
So we've already been able to reduce that. Now, we do supply some meat, specifically beef and pork, to my parents, and we'll continue to do that. And we do supply some meat to Grace and her husband Gavin, and we'll continue to do that. But there are things that we won't have to continue to do. You know, for the two of us, we don't need 100 cans of green beans every year.
Right, exactly. We don't need to grow 100 tomato plants because we just don't need that many tomato products. And so, you know, this is just, it's going to be an interesting year, maybe a couple years of us figuring out to what degree we need to continue doing all of these things.
Right, yeah. You know, we used to go through one pig every year.
Easily.
Right.
Easily.
Right.
Sometimes it wouldn't even
Make it
a whole year with all four of us.
Right. But now, maybe we'll only have to raise a pig every other year.
Right.
We'll just have to see what the future has in store. But we're excited about it. We're excited, to, like I said, about the future, not only for us, but for the girls as well. So as we move into this next chapter of homesteading, we're excited to bring you guys along as we start to touch on some of these subjects where we're going to kind of explore the difference between, you know, homesteading for a family with kids versus homesteading with, you know, just a couple, just the two of us, and just some of the decision making that goes into that.
Right. And also, you know, 8 years ago, when we stopped working for corporate America, we started working together every single day. And that was a big transition for us, and we've learned a lot about how to work together as a married couple. And when people become empty nesters, I think they're often kind of faced with that situation. Well, now the kids are gone and it's just the two of us. And if you're wanting to homestead or wanting to do something together, you know, you will face some challenges. And so Kevin and I are hoping to be able to, you know, talk about that, working together as a married couple, you know, every day, and maybe, you know, give some advice or,
Right.
or, you know, just talk about some topics surrounding that. But we would really like some input from you guys. You know, for the last 8 years, you've been seeing us work together on camera, and a lot of you really appreciate the fact that we're a married couple, Christian married couple, also working together. We want to know, like, what are your questions, or what do you think you could glean from us who have worked through a lot of those issues over the past 8 years.
Right. I do think that a lot of people, once their kids are gone, they kind of go through a bit of an identity crisis because they now go from being mom and dad full time to whatever awaits them.
Right.
And we definitely, you know, we did go through some of that when we left our jobs. You know, I was for, you know, over a decade, 2 decades prior to that, I was a sales guy.
Right.
That's who I was. I was a sales guy. You know what I mean? And Sarah was the head of human resources. Now, one thing you guys may not know is for the last five years prior to leaving corporate America, we both worked for the same company. So we worked together even in corporate America. We worked in the same building, 2 different floors, but we worked
Right.
together every day, even in corporate America.
Well, and then in the evenings and on the weekends, we were homesteading in a big city.
Right.
So essentially, I guess we started working together in the homesteading
Right.
capacity way back then, too. So we've had to work through some of those challenges even way back then. So I guess it's been more than 8 years that we've been working
Right,
through
but 8
that.
years full time,
Absolutely.
every day together.
Right.
And yeah, we've definitely learned some things, and we would love to answer some of those questions for you guys. So let us know in the comments, kind of like what would you like to see kind of touching on these subjects.
Right.
But also, if you have any advice, maybe some of you have gone through this already as homesteaders. Your kids have grown now and left, and it's you and your spouse. Like, what changes happened on your homestead or
Right.
just in your home when those changes started to occur?
Right. So like we said before, we are excited for this next chapter for our kids and for us, our homestead, our marriage. It's awesome. You know, no tears shed. We're just happy and hopeful and excited all around.
Right. One thing that we do know is that through every phase of our lives, the Lord has had a plan for us.
Yes.
And we trust that He has an amazing plan for this next phase of our lives as well. And we're just excited to see where He leads us.
So you guys, don't forget to put in the comment section topics, questions, things for us to talk about, and your advice to people in our situation. We would love to hear that. If you're enjoying videos like this, sit down chat kind of videos, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. And remember that the best way you can help us here on the Homestead is to share our videos on your social media. Until next time, thank you so much for stopping by our homestead. Take care, and God bless.
God bless.